You gotta relax, man.
Why?
Too riled up for these topics. I know you're a big Loki and Black Widow guy, but you came in here fucking skipping. Skip to my Lou, prime Rafer Alston, 2009, Orlando Magic.
That's a hell of a reference.
He was going off, man.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant stopped him in the tunnel and was like, hey, you went skip to my Lou on us. You know about his street ball history.
I don't.
You don't know about Rafer Alston, the only street baller to play in the NBA? You remember Rafer Alston?
Yeah, but...
Yeah, no, he's a street ball legend. Skip to my Lou.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I thought you were a big Rucker Park and one mixtape tour guy, but...
No, I'm not. Signed up for a gym today. First time in like 10 years.
Okay, so you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah. It's, I don't
What'd you
like,
work out?
I don't like who I became. I don't want to be a gym
What,
guy.
become? Or, oh, you've already passed what you were? The past you is dead?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like that you're a gym guy?
No, I don't.
Just don't talk about it. Then you'll never be a gym guy.
Yeah,
It's
if
the
I
tree
ever
in the
take a
woods.
picture of there like 6 in the morning like some people do, just fucking kill me.
Well, if you ever became a guy who flexes in their videos and their IG stories, I would kill you. I would do that. I would do you that favor.
Okay. If I do get a six-pack, I am going to show it off, though.
Wow, you switched up real quick.
Well, like, if I do, like, that's a hell of an achievement, and I just got to put it out there. I'm not going to throw it in everyone's faces, but I'm just going to be like, yo, check this out, and just have it on record.
I feel like all six-packs aren't created equally. Like, it needs to be a six-pack.
Yeah. I don't want it to be like a skinny one either.
No, the skinny, yeah, that's also ridiculous to show off. You need to be fucking ripped out of your face.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to happen, but I like to think that it could happen.
Got a dream.
Yep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. I am Bo Oliver, joined here today with Aaron, the Nerd Soup Monkey. No Nash or Teddy. Teddy is still recovering from COVID, should be back later this week. And I'm just going to assume Nash may have COVID after his weekend. I'm so close to being fully vaccinated, I don't want to risk it with Nash.
He fucking passed out after we went live. I just went live because he was playing video games and I was bored, and he just started chugging White Claws.
Well, no, I wasn't even talking about the live.
Oh.
Just the whole weekend. I don't know what that encompasses.
I felt bad, but he asked for it because he's like roast me, but people did not hold back. It got bad. I had to make people give him compliments because I thought he was, gonna dive into a deep depression, but he wanted
Even
it.
deeper?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't know he's depressed.
Not a lot of people do.
No, I do. That's fun.
Yeah, no, we have a whole host of topics to talk about. We have some trailers that people
I'm actually starting therapy on
looking
Thursday. That's
forward.
neat.
Oh, wow, look at that, yeah.
I'm excited.
What
I think it'll
time?
be fun. Oh yeah, we might have to schedule that around the pod.
You're ridiculous.
Oh,
Your
sorry
mental health
for
takes priority over the pod.
trying to better myself.
Absolutely.
I'm just going in to try to make people laugh. The therapist laugh. That's gonna be my therapy.
Wow, what a waste of money.
Oh, it's terrible.
I'll take $60 to listen to your terrible jokes. Is it 60?
Don't get into my pockets.
I said that the other day to Shannon Sharp.
What?
They were talking about the KD situation with Michael Rappaport, and he was like, what are endorsers going to think about that? And I said to the TV, don't get in that man's pockets. Leave that man's pockets alone. I don't like when people are in other people's pockets. So
It is
I'll take your word for it.
It is expensive if you don't have insurance, so that's like it sucks. But whatever.
Go for a walk.
Did that today too.
Oh, look at that.
You didn't believe me.
No, I believed you. I was just making a joke.
Oh.
It's a funny meme.
I might do that daily walks.
I've been doing daily walks, yeah, with Pepper. When my back is all right.
Yeah, go on walks, go live. It'll be like a whole thing, like a Nerd Soup. Get out and walk.
Well,
type
speaking
thing.
of Nerd Soup, yeah, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We might be posting our walks on there. You can join us and share the podcast, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, all those places. Bo Soup, Nerd Soup Monkey, Teddy Nerd Soup. I don't know why I'm plugging everyone. Anthony JQ Nash and
If you fucking me walking around the park ripping cigs.
Purple Girl NS.
Nerd Soup Fitness.
Nerd Soup Fitness. Well, it builds up the lungs.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I hear if you have
Usain Bolt.
if you get like a stomach virus or something, you smoke cigarettes and the smoke suffocates the bacteria. Learned
Yes.
that from Always Sunny.
Wow, I didn't realize that they gave health advice on that show.
They do. It was very interesting.
That may get me to watch.
But,
All right, first topic here. Well, actually, you know what? Before we get into any topics, we actually have a review.
Oh,
Godzilla
wow, look at
versus
that.
Kong, yeah. And we actually brought on Nash for this one. We all managed to watch and review it in a matter of a couple days, but we figured we'd save it for the pod. Because if we put out a review with those clips of that movie, I feel like Warner Brothers is going to slap us down. especially with this whole same-day premiere
Right.
business.
Are we
But-
doing it now or after?
No, we're going to do it now. That's going to be the title of the pod.
Okay, cool.
Godzilla vs. Kong spoiler review. So if you haven't seen it, you could skip ahead to the next topic, and I'll throw it to Bo, Nash, and Aaron. Sorry, I put you last there.
I feel like this movie would have been better if Bruce Buffer did the announcements before the big fight. That always makes that's a big fight feel. Yeah, Bruce Buffer going crazy.
Yeah.
We needed that.
You want me to do the Bruce Buff? I could scream.
Please don't.
Okay. I could do it.
Just start the review.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup.
Time.
Not the Nerd Soup podcast, just another episode of Nerd Soup. I'm Bo Oliver, joined here today with Aaron the Nerd Soup Monkey and Nash, and we are back to
Hello.
talk about Godzilla vs. Kong. If it was a better movie, then maybe we do that bit. That would have been funnier.
I could see that.
Yeah, if
I
it's
can
an
see how
epic
that
movie.
correlates.
So we all hate this movie, right?
Yep.
That shit was goofy. This movie was the corniest movie I've ever seen in my life.
I think a lot of.
It's unfortunate because everyone loves it.
I know. I want to love it.
Even if they don't like it, they love it.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation here. It's like your kids, you know?
Well, it seems like everyone agrees that the human element of it is fucking garbage, but the fights are awesome. And I think the fights are really good too, but they're not good enough to overcome the rest of the narrative, which was fucking terrible. All the characters were awful. All the plot lines for them were terrible. More Kyle Chandler would have made this movie 10 points better.
I want to say this about Kyle Chandler. That guy is always given 150%, even if his character is a complete idiot like he is in the last movie. But just more of him because at least he's into it. At least he's kind of interesting.
I couldn't, like, Alexander Skarsgård as that character, I did not buy it one bit.
Dumb scientist. It's all so cliche. I mean, the kids, look, they're kids and they're doing stuff for the plot, right? Spielberg already did it in Jurassic Park. That's the thing. That's what I wanted to compare this movie to. Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park's not the most complicated movie. The main character is a guy who doesn't like kids, and then dinosaurs come and try and eat everyone, and he likes kids because he has to protect the kids. He's in a fatherly role. Very simple themes, but you get attached to those characters because they're warm, they're funny, they're likable. There's something to, there's an epicness and excitement to what they're doing. There's none of that in this movie. I mean, a 2-hour runtime, an hour and 45 minutes for Godzilla versus Kong? This needs to be an epic.
They made Julian Dennison unlikable.
Very hard to do.
Very hard to do.
I mean, there was one star in this movie. There was one person I actually did like.
Eliza Gonzalez?
No, it was Bernie.
Bernie Sanders?
The guy, the like paranoid guy that had a podcast.
I didn't
hated
like
him.
it. Yeah.
Oh, I liked him.
I
I thought he was funny.
The Millie Bobby Brown, Brian Tyree Henry, and Julian Dennison like trio was terrible.
That might be the worst trio I've ever seen on screen.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed with Millie Bobby Brown.
I like the idea of that.
They're all great too.
right.
Everyone in this movie, for the most part, is a good actor.
But they're like less funny versions of characters we've already seen in epic action movies. And that's fine. You can rip off archetypes, but make them good, make them funny. You're Hollywood. You don't have people in a room that could get together in a room and say, hey, let's make this movie a little funny.
Yeah, the writing for this movie was just horrendous.
And there's so much of it. There's not enough fighting. It's all too dumb and annoying to ignore. You can't just put that stuff aside and wait for them to throw down, because the throwdown's fun to watch, but
Well, that's what I said on the podcast. Like, if I ever rewatch this movie, I'm just skipping to the end.
right.
It's to
That's
see
not a
them
movie, though.
fucking win by dumping the whiskey into the computer board. Stupid.
Well, you know, I can't even stick up for it. I can't even play devil's advocate. This movie was poorly written. The acting was just putrid, but the special effects and the fighting scenes were
It looked
badass.
great. Some of the, like, the city looked great. I think
Yep.
like
Hong Kong looked great.
the Hollow Earth looked great.
Yeah.
That just doesn't. That's not enough for me.
That's the thing. Everyone says, well, those elements don't matter. The story doesn't matter. The human elements don't matter. It's just about watching these two monsters fight. Well, that's not a movie. Is that what we want from our movies? Even a movie like this where you have to fast forward to just the action sequences?
Jurassic Park is a perfect example of combining those two things wonderfully. And that's why it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, and it's simple. That's the thing. You don't have to do much. You don't need like the most convoluted narrative. We don't need Game of Thrones here. I like the idea of this scientist feeling inferior and insecure, so he goes out and takes Ghidorah's brain and builds a Mecha Godzilla. That's like a similar plot to Neon Genesis Evangelion, one of the greatest
course.
animes ever. Right, of course.
Of course.
And one of the themes of that show is that putting the weight of the world on the shoulders of a child.
Hollywood cannot do that right.
No, they can't
They
do it right.
cannot, like, It pisses me off,
And it's
too.
been done right. That's the thing. You're copying things. You should copy the right ones.
Yeah.
But continue.
Where they take these children and they're such a big point of the plot, and it just doesn't work. Why can't they just figure this out? Because it disrupts the whole entire movie, where I fucking hate these kids. Fuck them kids.
Right. I mean, the girl that has the relationship with Kong, very integral to the movie.
I knew this movie was going to be terrible within the first 2 minutes when they have a shower scene with King Kong.
I thought that was funny.
You telling me you didn't love that shower scene?
I mean, I said to you too, like he's got the Irish Spring in there and everything. He's using the
He's an Old
2-in-1
Spice
shampoo
guy.
conditioner. Oh, ew! So he smells like an 80-year-old man.
I like Old Spice.
No, but he uses Fiji.
Oh, excuse me.
Fiji
Mr.
Old
Kong.
Spices. Ooh.
I just,
Head and shoulders? Does he have dandruff?
he has to have some kind of dandruff with all that hair.
Godzilla's definitely a Axe body spray. Doesn't even use deodorant. Just
Yeah.
on his pits.
Oh yeah.
It's like
He's-
that would get the smell out.
I'll tell you what though, there's nothing like that. Dun 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 dun. dun when he, you know, some shit is gonna go.
Well, that
down.
man Godzilla's just lurking the entire movie, right?
Yeah.
It's a Kong movie, really.
It's a Kong movie.
Yeah, it is a Kong movie. And then like
He gets his
Godzilla.
ass kicked. That's fucked up. Why did
Got
he?
sunned.
Didn't use his speed. Didn't use his wrestling.
Stepped on his chest.
He said, "What up, boy?"
I do love when Godzilla just blows a hole to the core of the earth and says, "I'm up here, bitch! Like, come and get it." Stupid idiot.
He's
Just
talking shit, man.
screaming at each other.
See, like that's how you know it wasn't gonna be a fight though. Like he could blast a hole into the middle of the earth, and then Kong is just like a monkey.
Yeah.
You know, like
And
He got
they,
an axe though.
I mean, this boy was bilingual too. He knew sign language and monkey.
He knew
which is-
sign language. Yeah, he knew monkey. I enjoyed the lore there with the Hollow Earth and him getting the axe. And
They just
needed
said it
this-
too much.
Yeah, they said. Yeah, it pissed me off how much they said it. Just show us.
with
Just
the
do
Hollow
it.
Earth.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
I thought a lot of the movie could have taken place there. I wanted Godzilla to be thrown there, and that's kind of how you do the bigger draw situation because it just looks like a prehistoric world down there. You got a lot of monsters, a lot of things to throw down with.
I hate.
But the fights-
We both groaned when they said it's not Godzilla. It's Mecha
It's
Godzilla.
Mecha Godzilla.
I was like,
That's something like you don't need to save that for that moment. Right from the beginning, I think you can spoil the idea of Mecha Godzilla in the beginning of the movie. I think that would be an interesting kind of underlying threat while you're watching Kong and Godzilla being manipulated while we know. I always enjoy that when it's you know who committed the crime and you have to kind of watch everyone put the pieces together.
But then you feel bad for him. I'm feeling bad for my boy GZ.
Right, that's exactly.
You know?
Yeah, and it builds more sympathy to these. I mean, you have it there with Kong because, like you guys said, it is a Kong movie, and you feel bad they ripped him from his artificial dome. I don't know.
He was manipulated.
Yeah.
He was used to go into the Hollow Earth, and Godzilla. I mean, if they just really talked it out in the beginning, I don't think they would have fought. You know, Godzilla's like, yo, don't help them out. But wait a minute, my superior said I have to help him out, and he's like, no, dude, they're using you to get Mecha Godzilla into progress. They need the power from the Hollow World.
Yeah, that's the thing. Godzilla cannot communicate, and I think Kong has that over him. So if Godzilla knew sign language, maybe that's a possibility.
True.
But instead, no, you just have them scrapping on boats. The first scrap was okay.
Yeah, but you knew it was going to be dangerous.
no way those boats are holding them up.
I'll tell you what. I was
That
telling
was
Aaron,
cool when-
I was telling Aaron, King Kong's got some soft ass feet, man.
Oh,
He got right onto that boat. It didn't rock. Nothing. Godzilla just heavy feet.
Yeah,
Boom,
no,
right
he's more of
through
a
that
brute.
bitch. Yeah,
That's the thing. They had that meme of them playing basketball one-on-one. Kong's taking that. Better footwork.
Oh, yeah.
Longer wingspan.
he's skilled.
Yeah, he's more skilled, more agile. But when it comes to just brute force, I mean, I tried to tell you guys for months. I was like,
He didn't follow the fight plan.
Godzilla.
King Kong, just stick and move. Terrible trainer.
you know what? They kind of made him a little cowardly when he was running away in Hong Kong when Godzilla had the breath.
He faked being dead. He's a coward.
He did fake his death there at the end.
But I do get it. That was in Godzilla's territory, in the water. So he's at a fair, an advantage.
yeah, Kong
It was
tried to
it was-
do the Vin Diesel street fight. Street always wins. Godzilla said, fuck that. This is my territory too, dummy. Well, Godzilla was the Jordan I took that personally meme after the dude in the helicopter said, round 2 goes to King Kong. All of a sudden, Godzilla just went.
Nah, he heard that.
He started crawling on him.
Yeah, he heard the
Biting his feet
commentary.
and shit. Yeah. He was getting aggressive, fighting dirty.
Dude, and when he sunned him, when he put his foot on his chest and he said, dun, 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 dun,
You know, I think I like this movie.
The fight scenes were really good. I thought the fight scenes were really good. I do
Character development right
Yeah,
there. You had more character development than any of the characters in the movie in this review.
Mechagodzilla also looked cool.
Yeah, like the
way they did
CGI in this movie was, I thought, really good.
The two scientist villains, I mean, got to be two of the worst villains of all time. I mean, you like to say this all the time, nothing characters. There you go. Their relationship was strange. Their dynamic, you know, he just dies inside of that the mind control device.
Yeah, when he was in a trance.
Yeah, that's the thing. We talk about the good fights, and then we have to talk about the stupid shit. But yeah, that was. We all saw this coming, right? They were going to team up to fight somebody bigger,
Yeah.
big old Mechagodzilla.
I'm happy though, like someone, even though I didn't want this to happen, but a definitive winner.
Yeah, we got the definitive winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boy GZ. Let's go.
But if it
Saying
wasn't
Jeezy, I'm thinking of young Jeezy.
if it wasn't for Kong, Godzilla would have quite the hole burned through him because Mechagodzilla was about to put that boy to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, "I'm not playing for TKOs. I'm playing to."
Well, the way Kong won, like Kong didn't win, like he just won because they broke the computer.
Right. Well, he stopped him from lasering him. That was cool. But yeah, no, the drink. You have like this technology that probably costs billions of dollars, and like,
It wasn't even a lot.
drink. It's like like a quarter of a whiskey.
Yeah, and this is a $1 billion organization.
$1 billion.
And a kid is hacking in trying to get a computer. How does he know to, like, all these buttons and stuff? He's like, I think I can.
I think
what
I can hack
passwords was he guessing?
Password.
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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Godzilla rocks. Mechagodzilla rocks. No, Godzilla sucks. That would be
Yeah.
the
Does
best
anybody know Godzilla's birthday? Let's put that in. You know, like,
one. Right. So
it really is so stupid.
that's the thing. Like, if you would have casted like a Sean Bean as the evil scientist, and he's just this madman who feels like he's doing the right thing, like a Thanos. Like, I have to protect the world because, or like Batman v Superman almost. Like, we can't trust these creatures to protect us. Just a madman who's lost it, and he sacrifices like his kid to operate the Mechagodzilla. Right? Just make it more disturbing, make it darker, so that when Godzilla and Kong do defeat Mechagodzilla, it feels like a triumph. It doesn't feel like some idiot kid spilled whiskey on the control panel and then all of a sudden he malfunctions. Like, this is supposed to be Kong versus Godzilla. This is supposed to be epic. Like, that's why people love the Peter Jackson's 2005 King Kong, because there's an epicness to it. Like, we're experiencing, not only like us as the audience, but the characters are experiencing something otherworldly, and I just don't feel that with this movie.
Oh,
It
no.
feels very underwhelming.
Especially when they go to, like, the Hollow World. They, like, it seems like it's nothing. They get down there, and it's just like, whoa.
Right. Everything
Okay,
that they
that's it.
accomplish in this movie kind of just feels like there was nothing holding them back.
Like, us three could have done that.
Exactly.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, we could have made a machine like that. And, yeah.
No, we couldn't.
Well, that's how it feels. The feel.
No, it does feel like I could be like the mad scientist.
And if I put my mind to it, I could definitely make a machine like that. But another thing that we have to talk about too, this guy Kong gets absolutely walloped.
Easy.
Gets walloped by Godzilla, half dead. So they think to charge him up with this machine and save his life. That I just felt like that was so stupid too, to light up all of Vegas or something like that for a week. And then this guy dislocates his shoulder.
I forgot about that.
And pops it right back in.
That's hilarious.
I mean, what?
Like, hold on.
It was so yeah.
All
it
right.
was so stupid, man. That was just I was cracking up during that. I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And that's the thing with a movie with Godzilla and Kong, you can have stupid moments, but it's
not
too
fun
silly.
Not the whole
No,
time.
no, it's not fun stupid. And that's why I think Kong Skull Island is still the best, because I think you get the most out of the human characters there.
Well, even King of
and
Monsters sucked human characters, but I felt like the moments were better.
No, the action I thought was much better in King of the Monsters.
And they destroyed Boston, which is always a plus.
Yeah, the action was much better. I thought the monsters were scarier. You just, like you said, you're just waiting to watch them fight. You don't really feel anything about anything that's going on. And
I was waiting for it to
for
end.
a lot of people, that's enough. it's just the enjoyment of watching these two monsters fight. There
It's
doesn't
very
really.
enjoyable. If I can just rate those moments, I think it would be very positive.
But dude, like in 2014's Godzilla, when he charges up for the first time, that's a moment.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, here we fucking go, and they build up to that. There's nothing like that in this movie for me.
Mechagodzilla is a freak, though. I mean, he was going to spit in Godzilla's mouth. Little freaky deaky, you know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, what is up with this scientist, huh? I think
that's-
weird shit.
That's a good ending. Unless you guys have anything else to.
I was also gonna say, King Kong goes to that head pop off move way too much.
That's a signature move.
Yeah, that's his finisher.
yeah,
but
yeah.
I
He
liked
did
when he
that.
drank the blood. of
Well,
the
you
head.
wanted him to drink Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have like all the oil over his face.
I was going crazy when he
Fucking
when-
cancer.
in and they're in the Hollow Earth, and he was drinking the blood out of the head. I'm like, drink it,
Yeah,
it.
every time he was drinking, he was drink,
And
drink.
then when he got Mechagodzilla, I'm like, drink it.
Flip it.
Yeah, yeah. This
Flip cup.
Khan's playing Flip Cup, man.
But hey, great action, terrible acting,
Yeah,
guess-
no, you
I
said
guess
it. You said it perfectly there.
as I usually do.
Great, great action, terrible, just all around.
What would you rank this movie? Or rate this movie, excuse me.
Well, on Letterboxd, I gave it 2 stars out of 5.
It's generous.
Yeah, it's very generous.
It was generous, right? Yeah,
Not 2, that's a 40, right? A 4 out of 10.
yeah, basically.
Okay, that's fair.
Like the two monsters look as good as they ever have, and some of these sequences were just so pretty. So I couldn't help but at least commend it for that. But overall, I think it's the worst to come out of the MonsterVerse. I think it's the weakest out of the 4.
Me too.
Surprising too. This is supposed to be a big.
I was so excited for this.
We've been hyping this up for years, literally.
This movie had a it's so weird to say, Freddy versus Jason feel to it. Like all this build up of two of like the cream of the crop of horror, and that movie stunk.
Right? Yeah.
That movie was terrible.
It always
Batman
happens.
vs Superman's better.
Yeah, that's like cream of the crop. but-
Yeah. No, I'd say Batman v Superman's better.
and that movie sucked, right?
Yeah, it's not great.
It's your opinion.
People are coming. A lot of people are coming around on that movie.
Oh shit, we forgot to say spoiler alert.
They know. We'll put it in the title. The title.
Want me to warning: if you have not seen Godzilla vs Kong, pause this podcast right now. Warning.
Perfect. That's actually perfect. Yeah, give me another warning.
Warning. If you have not seen Godzilla vs. Kong on HBO Max,
No
pause
free
this
ads.
podcast.
Wow, that was some review. I think we really did a good job.
I think that was a good review.
Yeah.
You know what else is good about this is it's not. The comments may still be bad, because I definitely think we're going to get hate for that review.
Oh yeah, we didn't like it.
But it's not a solo review, so I think the other topics may cushion that a bit.
I hope so.
I really do. Well, I'll never read the comments anyway, so I'll see the dislike ratio. What's your guess? What's the percentage of likes? I'm
I'd
gonna
go
go
80.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 84.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
84.
I think people are gonna be ticked off, but not so much. It's not gonna be like Captain Marvel situation. Need to rewatch that movie. But yeah, let's go to the next topic. Godzilla vs. Kong. Better luck next time. First topic, Loki trailer. How about that? The second trailer, I think, that we've received, a better look at what this series is going to be about. And obviously we know it's centered on the Time Variance Authority, them tracking down Loki, imprisoning him after he steals the Tesseract in Endgame. So right there, very interesting premise. How is this going to relate to the multiverse? Is this one of those situations where he was brought outside of time to fix a problem, and then, the rest of the universe never even knew it happened? One of those.
Right.
But this is a different Loki.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
is.
the Loki we were left with. It's a more unhinged, more malicious Loki.
He's always kind of been the same though, but yeah, we'll have to go through another redemption arc.
Another
Just,
redemption arc. I wonder if we even get that redemption, though. This isn't going to be a series. Since we already got that in the movies, they could just focus on how devious he can be.
Right. And I hope we do get a better look into Loki, because I think he is he's a fan favorite character, not just villains, but just of anybody in the MCU. So It's exciting when you think about getting more of this character and seeing this type of story that they're going to delve into. It has definitely the opportunity to be a little bit more, maybe not WandaVision-esque in terms of how they dive into certain things and what they explore and what the implications are for the multiverse, but maybe like in between Falcon Winter Soldier, WandaVision type storyline and things they get into, because I think that there is a lot you can get into, and that can connect to future movies. I'm not sure how this is going to play any part into the current timeline, because I think that's still a question, because like you said, this is the Endgame Loki that was back in the past who took the Tesseract, not the Loki that died in Infinity War. So I wonder if there's going to be any other implications that affect the greater MCU.
And he's coming fresh off of a defeat, and it looks like his main adversary here is going to be Owen Wilson. And I thought the moments between them in this trailer were funny. The moments between them in the first trailer were funny as well. But Owen Wilson looks like he's going to be a tongue-in-cheek, comical character who is also trying to use Loki for his own gains. And they do seem like an organization that's trying to keep the peace, keep the structure, but maybe they're compromised as well. That's what I want from this series. I want Loki, one of the most colorful characters in the universe, front and center in a show with a bunch of colorful characters that are all trying to manipulate each other. That was my favorite line of the trailer when he says, "You think you can manipulate me?" You see that maniacal smile that he had in like his first introduction in Avengers.
Right.
That he's got that here. He's not as soft as we left. Like you said, he's always scheming.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a softer Loki in Ragnarok. Here he's probably even more bitter than Thor 2, after picking up from Avengers.
Right.
So this is right after a defeat. He gets picked up again, like 2 losses in the matter of minutes. Dude's locked up.
Yes, and I am excited to see Owen Wilson. I think that was one of
you sound thrilled to see it.
What do you want me to fucking just start screaming
You're
and
like,
crying?
oh,
I can't wait to see Owen.
I'm excited to see
Wow.
Owen Wilson. Yeah, there you go.
They did
Little
the thing.
impression.
But I am, because I feel like we haven't gotten a lot of Owen Wilson lately. He was in that movie with
Picasso.
what?
Pablo Picasso.
No, isn't that like an Amazon Prime movie where they it's a different reality or whatever? I heard it stunk, but
Yeah, recently.
yeah.
With someone else who's famous, right?
It's Selma Hayek.
Yeah. It's usually how movies go.
So
Yeah, he was also in that terrorist movie. Like he was in some place, and he was like an ambassador or something. He was in an embassy that was taken over by terrorists.
he had such a good run, especially with those comedies, and about like a decade ago with the Wedding Crashers and all that. It's nice to see him back doing things.
Yeah, and he's got dramatic chops.
Yeah.
MCU, I think, kind of fits his style. When you look at his filmography, the movies that he's really thrived in, yeah, it'd be nice to get him back. I think that actors like John C. Reilly in Guardians, or, what Taika is doing with Thor, Love and Thunder, bringing on Jeff Goldblum and just letting him improv. These are actors that fit the MCU. Comedy actors, guys who are known for their comedic sensibilities. So it's kind of a natural fit. And like I said, Jesus fucking Christ, the back and forth between Loki and Owen Wilson, I think they're going to be fun.
Yeah, they seem to have a good dynamic. They
Also,
can bounce
this
off each other very well.
Just from the trailer, it's already one of the best looking Marvel properties yet. And they've really made an effort to make their movies and their shows more appealing from a visual standpoint. A lot of the movies, complaints I have with them is the cinematography is kind of plain, bland, vanilla, but here it's really popping.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've done a better job of that as of late.
Yeah, over the last couple of years, definitely. Look at WandaVision. That's a stunning show. There are so many screenshots that you can grab from that, and already people are doing the same for this Loki just from the trailer, just taking some really gorgeous screenshots. So credit to that. And Tom Hiddleston, he's an amazing talent. That's a guy who can do everything. He can play any role. I watched him in Kong Skull Island. He was like the perfect military buff lead man, and here he's a villain.
No, he's a very charismatic actor, and that Loki is a character where you can really see all like his skill set at its best. So, yeah, I mean, when's it come out? After
we were doing
Falcon.
so well until you said that.
Yeah, I don't know.
After Falcon, I think I want to say June.
Okay,
June or July.
all right, that works.
Yeah, and well, I know definitely Black Widow is July 9th. That's the official date. And we also got the last, I don't know if this will be the final trailer, but it's the latest trailer.
The best trailer.
But yeah, once again, the best trailer, the best look at what this movie is going to be. Getting into the family dynamic with David Harbour and Florence Pugh and Rachel Weisz and how she was raised to be an assassin and the history there that's creeping back up. There's going to be a lot of confrontations, a lot of personal confrontations between these characters. But the spy thriller aspect in this trailer really stood out.
Yeah,
some of these moments were awesome.
This was the tone of this trailer the tone of this trailer really made me excited for this movie because it had a different like epicness to it, a more emotional punch. I feel like where I don't think the other trailers were bad, but this one was really this made me like okay. I'm ready for Black Widow.
Right. This reminded me once again that the MCU rarely has misses. At the very least, it's going to be entertaining, but this showed me that this could be a Winter Soldier-esque type movie coming from the MCU. And it featured some of the bigger moments with Black Widow in the past. After her ending in Endgame, this is definitely something that she needs. A proper send-off. It's something that people thought that should have happened years ago. But the fact that it looks this entertaining to me is a great sign. Also, the Taskmaster really stood out, the design of the character, their confrontations, transitioning from him blowing up the car to her falling out of the plane and the Taskmaster on her tail when he just fucking bulldozes her at the end of the trailer.
That's a cool character. I don't really know too much about him, but I think obviously he gets his skill set from the other Avengers, and that's just like a cool concept, like that she's fighting people that she's fighting someone that mimics the styles of people she's been with all these years.
Right.
And yeah, it is nice to get a send-off for this character. I know a big complaint at Endgame was that she wasn't in the final battle and things like that. So for her to have her own movie now after all these years, I think it's well-deserved. And, you know, it's a character that there is a lot there with. I mean, we've gotten bits and pieces throughout her history within the movies, but nothing too deep. It was almost like she would always like touch on it, but there was still a lot of secrecy regarding her past. So that's all going to be unveiled.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why it is going to be a prequel movie because there is so much there that was never touched upon. It was only hinted at. Got some of the flashback scenes in Age of Ultron, and she talked about it here and there in movies. It's an interesting idea. I remember when the Red Sparrow movie with Jennifer Lawrence came out, and everyone was like, so Black Widow? It's basically Black Widow, except she can't do karate and leg kicks. So, last couple of scissor kicks we're going to get in this, right? And it's going to be passed down to Florence Pugh, because it looks like she will be the next in line to take up the Black Widow mantle. The childhood flashbacks were also interesting, seeing her with the dyed hair. I always tried to piece that together because she was around for the Soviet Union. Like, how old are you? Why do you look 25 if you're like 40? Maybe there's something to that. Spy school did something to him. Yeah, but very encouraging trailers here coming out of Disney and Marvel.
Yeah, they need it.
Water's wet. Let's move on to some not surprising news, but some award winners.
Ooh.
Some historic news, actually. We had the SAG Awards last night, and I think it was the first time in history that all 4 acting awards went to people of color. And we had some great performances. All winners were so well deserved. And what really stands out, it's historic for that reason, but they're so competitive. Not just the actors of color, just all the actors and actresses in these categories. I think that's why it is kind of so monumental.
Yeah,
what are the chances of this,
Low-key, especially with like such a weird year for movies. It's such a strong class this year.
Yeah.
Especially,
the cream of the crop is there.
Especially with the performances. I mean, you think, everyone like Anthony Hopkins to fucking Chadwick Boseman and all these incredible performances and casts that we've seen this year. I think the SAGs, for the most part, they usually do it the best, right?
Yeah, probably.
They seem to be the most on top of things. And who was the big winner? Chicago 7, right? Say what you want about that movie. I don't think it was all that great, but great cast, great ensemble. I think that was more just like top to bottom. Is that what they look at?
I guess.
So if you have 10 good actors and have 10 good performances,
yeah, I guess.
That's better than 4 good performances.
You just have a built-in advantage.
Yeah. A lot of big names. I really don't know how they determine that.
Yeah, I would think that it's just a Best Picture award, right? You would think it would have to be. But hey, this movie has a shot at Best Picture at the Oscars.
I hope.
Well, it'll be fun to watch everyone melt down. I would love to see Minari win or Nomadland. But there's not really, like last year, I needed Parasite to win. I was actively rooting for Parasite. Another stacked year. But there's no movie that really sticks out to me this year where I'm like, that's got to be the Best Picture.
Yeah.
So if Trial of the Chicago 7 wins it, I'll kind of just be like, I wouldn't have picked it.
Because like Nomadland, I would like.
I wouldn't have even nominated it.
If it wins, like I want to be excited. I mean, I would be happy for the people involved because I think it really was a great movie. But it's not a movie that I'm like passionate about or like.
Yeah, I don't even think it's on my top 10, but I'm like kind of rooting for it just because of what it's about. And Chloe Zhao is kind of awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. A Marvel
and Minari
movie
is just awesome.
She's directing Eternal, so an Oscar winner directing a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
That's like a cool little.
Kind of like rooting for. It's like rooting for one of your, like a Yankee at the All-Star game,
Yeah. That's a good comparison.
Just get this W.
I think the only person I'm like actively rooting for would be Chadwick Boseman, just because of everything, and I think he's very well deserving. And I think it would be nice to cap off his award season with an Oscar win.
Yeah, that's another one because they're saying that this could be the strongest Best Actor race in years.
Who was the nominations for the SAGs?
It was Riz Ahmed, Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman, and Stephen Yeun. And a lot of people think that you could swap out Gary Oldman for Delroy Lindo, and it would be arguably the greatest lineup ever. I think that would be appropriate, actually.
Mank just gets shit on, huh?
I love his performance in Mank. A lot of people don't. Yeah, a lot of people think that he just looks old and he's yelling the entire time. I thought it was funny. I thought it was an interesting character that he was portraying. Even if it's not totally historically accurate, no movie based on true events ever is going to be. But those some heavy hitters, man.
Yeah.
There's some like you would think an Anthony Hopkins performance in a movie that's like at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's just a guarantee. That just goes to show you how good Chadwick Boseman was. That's a toss up for me. Like if you told me who's the better performer out of those two movies,
I'll throw Riz Ahmed in there too.
Right.
I
like his career. This could be his career performance, and he may come in like third.
Right. I'm still surprised at the Delroy Lindo stuff. I mean, that was
a weird shutout.
When we saw that, we were like, wow. I thought it was a lock because also I didn't know how the landscape of the future of film was going to be, especially this year with COVID and everything. So having a strong performance that early on and it being out there and not knowing if anything else is going to come out, like I thought that was a shoo-in.
Me too. It's one of those performances that you watch, and that's the first thing you think. This guy is going to be nominated for an Oscar. Even if the movie, you see it all the time, maybe the movie doesn't get the same appreciation and love, but performances can really stick out. I thought this was a movie that, it was nominated for Best Picture. That's the weird thing. Or Best Performance by an Ensemble in a Motion Picture. I thought I'd take the Five Bloods over Trial of the Chicago 7 every night of the week, and One Night in Miami. And Minari and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think top to bottom, all those four, they're better films, better performances from the actors.
I guess you can compare it to Elizabeth Moss also. I think a lot of people thought, like, after Invisible Man,
Right.
that she would be around during award season, and nothing.
She got swept up in the January window. Another big winner was Young Yoo-jun for Minari. 78 years old, Asian American actress. She even talked about this, It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity to be at this stage in your career, to star in a movie that's so beloved, and for you to receive recognition to this level. That would also be such a heartwarming. That's who I'm really rooting for the Oscars. Like that's my one winner I want to see. Viola Davis, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Another great performance I thought out of her. She's just a machine. It's like every year or every other year, Viola Davis she's becoming the new Meryl Streep in that sense. Which is like she's a shoo-in.
Yeah.
She's either going to win or she's going to be nominated.
And she's in the Suicide Squad trailer, in the movie.
I think they're trying to hide her based on her request. It's like, don't put me in the lead this time. Okay?
I thought the trailer, this was a good trailer.
I think that she doesn't want to take any risks. She probably had the same response. Great trailer. No, I think it looks great. Last trailer looked great too. Remember that last trailer? I'd say that first trailer, that's actually, I didn't love the Suicide Squad trailer. Did we ever talk about this?
I don't think so.
We did. No. You want to talk about it?
Sure.
I didn't love it, but I think that's a good sign because I loved the 2016 trailer.
Well,
This
the
is-
Comic-Con trailer.
Yeah, this is an Oscar movie. Oh, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to kill you.
Yeah.
Everyone was thrilled about that first look at Joker.
Yeah, I was watching it, and there's like a shot of someone's back, and it was like long blonde hair. I'm like, oh yeah, Margot Robbie time. Turns around, Michael Rooker.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm excited for that. Yeah, I'm excited for Rooker in this. The internet loved King Shark.
Oh, he's the best.
Do you like the CGI?
It looks a little. It's not as realistic, but I don't think it has to be.
It works for me.
Yeah.
He looks kind of cartoony.
Weasel looks a little cartoony.
That's his brother, right? Sean Gunn is playing Weasel.
Yeah.
That's another, I mean, DCEU, I think, has been ahead of the MCU. There's only one category they've been ahead is visuals. I've always thought their movies have looked better, and this is no different. I think this is going to be his most expensive movie, The Suicide Squad, and some of the shots in this trailer were gorgeous, really gorgeous. But the humor didn't really land for me, and that's always a good sign, I think, for a comedic movie's trailer.
Well, it's either they put their best jokes in and they
Exactly.
didn't land, or they didn't want to spoil their good jokes.
Right, if those are the best jokes, which I imagine they aren't, I can't imagine James Gunn's best jokes are just all dick jokes, you know?
Yeah.
Like, those are trailer jokes. John Cena also looks great. I forget his character's name.
It's like jean shorts.
Yeah. He's a star.
I think he's funny in Blockers. Very funny.
You don't think he's got star potential like The Rock?
I think his lane I think he's better suited for that comedic type career trajectory.
Like, he can never do, I could see him doing a Rampage, actually. I could see him playing every role that The Rock has played.
When he's serious, though, like Bumblebee, he wasn't great.
Right, no, he's not great. No, he's not. He's actually pretty bad.
Yeah, and that was a good movie.
Yeah. He's an unconvincing, tough guy in that.
What does he say in Blockers when he walks into the hotel?
I don't remember. I don't remember anything about that movie except I liked it.
It was funny, though. I think he's like, it's like he's got to be like 3 floors of this thing. And he looks up, it's just like a fucking skyscraper. Something like that.
He is way better in action comedy is his bread and butter. I think that's where he can really find himself a lane moving forward.
Yeah.
I thought Dave Bautista was in this. I thought James Gunn would just give him a job after he defended him. That's
I'm not
fucked up.
sure.
Wonder if they had a falling out. Just kidding. Should we start that rumor? Gunn and Bautista don't like each other? That's a convincing rumor.
Bautista, I'm talking about wrestlers turned actors. He like obviously he's not as famous and not as successful box office and starring wise as The Rock, but being a part of Guardians, being a part of Avengers movies, being in Blade Runner 2049, Stuber.
He's carved out a nice little lane for himself. Don't laugh at Stuber.
I laugh because you love that movie, but you've never seen it.
I've never seen it, but I do. I anticipate I would love it. I may watch that tonight, actually. When they kept throwing the gun, he just knocked him right in the face. Kumail Nanjiani. I also like him.
My favorite scene for The Nice Guys is when he asks for the gun and he just throws it through the window.
Gun.
That's a great movie, too.
That is a fantastic. Russell Crowe's another guy. He could just do everything.
I shit my pants every time I see him swimming in the background.
I was questioning the mermaids. What was I going to say? Dave Bautista, I think, is a guy who can become like a more critically acclaimed version of The Rock. Because I think Bautista would be more willing to put himself in roles that are R-rated movies. Kind of like Die Hard, Rambo, stuff like that. Like if someone ever came around and handed him a surefire, rated R action hit, he could become that guy that embraces these darker roles, these grayer characters. Because The Rock always wants to be a hero. The Rock rarely ever goes to rated R. All the movies are always PG-13. I remember that's what Christian Harloff said when the stupid Tower movie came out.
Skyscraper?
Those movies need to be rated R. Because if The Rock is fighting off goons and throwing axes at them and the axe like fucking caves in the guy's chest and blood goes everywhere and he's pinned against the wall, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock's never going to go that way. I think Bautista would. He'd be more willing.
He's running for president, isn't he?
The Rock?
Yeah.
100%. No more celebrity presidents. Jesus Christ.
I feel like I don't know The Rock,
Unless it's
though.
Stephen A. What do you mean you don't know The Rock? He literally documents every
he seems
waking
like
moment.
too but he seems like too perfect and manufactured at times.
You know what? I think with him it's genuine because he's open about his past mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
It never comes across. There are some certain celebrities that try to mold an image around them. I think Will Smith is one of them where it comes off as a little disingenuous. I don't get that from The Rock.
Yeah,
he's very open in interviews. He's very good in interviews. When people ask him questions about his personal life, he will open up. Now
Yeah.
I sound like I'm fucking endorsing. I don't know why I'm The Rock's PR strategist over here.
That's a good job.
All right,
Easy job.
you voting for him? 2024.
The Rock?
Yeah.
I'll smell what he's cooking.
Ew.
I don't think he
Imagine
can
being
be.
The Rock's
I don't know if he could be president because, well, maybe that's
you
kind
kidding me?
That's kind of a good thing. What I'm about to say, but like, I feel like he's too worried about trying to make everybody happy.
Right. No, president needs to be like worried about only making himself happy. How do I do the best for myself, the people second?
But I feel like the people would get like not like that would be a fault people would see in him on either side. Too willing to, which is like I guess is a good thing if it comes from a genuine place.
I don't know what party he would be.
The Rock Party.
Look at that, yeah. Proportional representation. I'd run as a candidate in the Rock Party. Our platform is go check out The Rock's movie on whatever date it is. Let's go to fan questions.
That's for the fan to decide.
People you call up to the show, you better be ready. That's what you're supposed to do. Sitting there arguing and you're trying to spell your name and all of this other stuff. It's not your show, it's my show. I'm giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Don't call up here unless you got something to say.
First question here from Gail.
Excuse me?
At Gail626-24436. What's your opinion on The Sopranos finale? I think we've answered this before, but it's always fun to talk about it. I think people's thoughts change on this finale all the time.
Well, I have like a definitive and like in my head,
Right,
like I think he's dead.
right.
So for me, it's not like, oh, I don't know, it's ambiguous, but
Well, it's haunting to me to think about getting that last shot cut to black. That cut to black is a gunshot.
mm-hmm.
That to me is like
Yeah.
that's how it is to die, right? Like you're sitting down eating dinner with your family, black. You get one glance, one look up,
That
and you're
sucks,
done.
man. That's why I don't want to die.
You're like, that sucks, dying.
I think it's the unknown. Like, what happens next?
Right, but do you remember what was happening in 1850?
I wasn't alive.
Exactly. It's going to be the same thing.
That's frightening.
It's philosophically unpleasant.
This used to keep me up every fucking night when I was younger. Now I just kind of like, everyone else has to deal with it also. That scared me, nothing else happening after death. And eternal life also scared the shit out of me because I'm like, it just never fucking
That's
ends.
scarier. Yeah, that's even weirder.
I don't know which I would prefer.
That's why I can't watch The Good Place. Because I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this idea that these people are just going to be conscious forever.
Yeah. Well, got something to talk to my therapist about Thursday.
Yeah, look
Let's
at that.
go.
Yeah. You're just going to be skipping on in. Boy, do I have some shit to talk to you. We have some shit to unpack.
So get this. I wonder if she'll listen to the pod.
Can you stop trying to date your therapist like
I'm not
in,
trying to date her.
like in Step Brothers?
No.
It was John C. Reilly, right? He falls
I
in love-
respect
No,
the
Will-
professional relationship. But I wonder if like she'll like do some homework and like really get into my psyche this way.
Well, ask her what she thinks about The Sopranos.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, that's how I'm gonna do it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be like Tony Soprano.
yeah, you're Dr. Melfi. Okay, this is a good question here from Joe at Joe Kenobi. Do you think that at some point the heads of studios will get bored or see a lot of money in the potential of a 3-picture deal, DC versus Marvel?
Is that inevitable, you think?
I think I think so. I think we're still maybe like 15, 20. It's going to happen when it's the
when the
fatigue
MCU
sets in.
ends.
Right. The MCU looks like it's going to be going strong for the foreseeable future.
But if it does end in like 10, 15 years and like they need something to kind of revitalize it,
You think they'll ever
new Cap,
definitively
new
end it?
Iron Man, because you need those characters.
Right, you need those characters for the big time crossover.
If you're gonna cross over, you want Batman versus Iron Man and shit like that. Maybe it could be like an Elseworld story where they could do it, but I feel like right now they're on two different projections where Marvel seems to have their plan, and DC is still trying to figure some things out.
Well, there's the possibilities here. The Spider-Man deal happened because those Spider-Man movies weren't making more money as they continued. They were losing money. So what do? They make a deal with Marvel. It would have to be both sides are really seeing audiences aren't really responding to superhero movies anymore. Let's do this mega crossover. And audiences are going to be like, okay, we'll check this out. We're not close to that point whatsoever. The third possibility, or the second possibility, is Warner Brothers eventually just sells their IP. And Disney gobbles it up. Which is, you haven't heard anything of the sort, but it's a possibility.
That's tough.
Yeah, Disney Batman.
That's fucking tough.
I'll tell you what, Marvel, I think, would nail Superman.
Have you ever read any of those comics? Any of the crossovers?
Yeah, the big one is fun.
Yeah.
I bought that years ago for like $200 because I just wanted to read it. It's actually cool. When they storm the main villain, it's like Cap and Batman leading the Vanguard.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like I would like those comics. I'm starting to read the manga for Attack on Titan. I can't wait anymore. I got something big.
What chapter are you on?
I just started.
Okay.
I got something big spoiled for me.
Oh, yeah?
Like, really big.
For
And
what
it
character?
Fucking sucks. I'm not going to say it, because if I say the character, then you're going to know.
This question here from
Is it, though?
Augie. At @I_Augie. What upcoming fantasy series are you most excited for? Witcher Season 2, Lord of the Rings, or Wheel of Time? I would say
Witcher wrapped filming.
by default, it's got to be Lord of the Rings, because I just want to see what the hell they're going to do with it.
I mean, not even just so much, like, obviously we've loved Lord of the Rings, but just seeing what Amazon has up their sleeves for this, with the massive budget and what they're going to, how is it going to look? How is it going to feel? I'm interested in a lot of that. And obviously I'm hopeful for a good story, but I think seeing the scale and scope that they try to attempt on this television show, it could be bigger than Game of Thrones in that sense. And I just would like to see that.
Yeah.
It could be a
Well said.
monumental shift for television. I think we're starting to see that shift, especially what Disney Plus is doing. But if this is like it's going to be movie budget and to capture that on the small screen, I'm excited, man.
That's going to be a good-looking show. The Expanse, I've been talking about it recently, going to finish Season 5 finale tonight. I'll be all caught up. You guys definitely got to watch that for Season 6. It's a show that looked, from the very beginning, it looked incredible. But once Amazon picked it up, the jump in production from Season 3 to 4, Season 4 features, like, you need a budget for Season 4. I won't spoil anything. And I couldn't believe how beautiful some of the shots in this show looked, how real the fucking world looks in this show. So what I feel like Lord of the Rings is almost easier than a world like The Expanse, especially if you base it on how those first 3 movies looked. Go back to Peter Jackson's home, and that's where you got to film it. And I imagine that's where they are filming it. You got to keep locations. You don't want to make the same mistakes as something like The Hobbit.
The Hobbits.
I don't think they will. I think they'll learn from those mistakes. And TV just has a better track record when it comes to adaptations. They really do, and especially Amazon, right? Look at The Boys, look at Invincible, look at The Expanse.
good, man. Amazon's really good.
Yeah, they are. So yeah, Lord of the Rings, without a doubt, most excited. This question here from Tej at TejJ151. Can Yoda?
Oh.
I combined Yoda and body. I was gonna name my cat Yodi.
Yodi?
Yeah,
Or Yoda?
Yodi.
You don't have a cat.
Yeah, that's why I never named it Yodi. Can Yoda body Thanos? Question mark.
No, he gets squished.
No, yeah, he's gonna have some trouble.
I don't think Yoda could be. How do you think a Jedi is doing against an Avenger? We'll just put it like in that sense.
They're not coming out with their lives.
Could beat Hawkeye.
Yeah, put him. Yeah, Black Widow, Cat.
Maybe. Does the lightsaber go
Cat
through
gives him-
vibranium?
I think so.
Okay. Not smooth though.
He's also stronger than Cat, physically.
Really?
I would say with the Force, yeah, that makes him physically stronger. I mean,
Okay.
But I think once he gets to the big guns, Hulk is just going to throw him or eat him. Thor will just electrocute him to death.
I don't know. The Emperor tried to do it. He caught that shit.
The Emperor ain't got lightning like Thor. Are you kidding me? Bring me Thanos, Thor against Yoda. Can you imagine Yoda being hit with Stormbreaker? Just explodes into.
You wouldn't
green
have to aim for the
goop.
head. His whole body is head.
Just one. See you, Yoda. The Darkseid Thanos debates on Twitter have been very interesting. People who are saying that Darkseid can beat Thanos even if Thanos has the glove with the Infinity Stones. log off, suspend your account, take some time to yourself, go for a walk.
No stones, just head.
No stones, it's Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
Stones, nobody can touch Thanos. Unless Darkseid has Stormbreaker. And he's not worthy.
What's the
Comic Thanos with the stones. If we're going comics, comic Thanos with the stones is untouchable.
what's the anti-life equation? Does that
It's
give him
basically,
power?
yeah. If he has the anti-life equation, he's not being touched either. I think he essentially just... Well, Thanos, this happened... I'm getting so fucking nerdy. In the Infinity War comic where he just becomes the universe, I'm pretty sure that happens with Darkseid too. So... That's a face-off we'll never see on film. On screen.
Darkseid versus Thanos?
Darkseid versus Thanos, no. This question here, we'll take one more from Sammy Namer at Chakas_Bacas. Babacas, sorry. What are your top 3 favorite gangster movies of all time? Well, one for me, can you take a guess, would be The Godfather.
Number 2, Godfather Part 2.
Godfather Part 2, yeah. I didn't even think of that.
Number 3, Gangster Squad.
I'll combine Godfather Part 1 and 2, and I'll throw in Breathless for all our foreign film fans out there.
I would go with Goodfellas, obviously, number 1. Number 2, I'm just going to go all Scorsese. He really just has a fucking grip on that genre.
He's got the gangster movies.
The Departed is a gangster movie, right?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Okay. I actually watched that again, too, recently.
A lot of people put Casino up there, man.
I was considering Casino. I don't want to leave The Godfather out, but it's just not one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I want it to be. Just doesn't, I think of other ones, not Scorsese. Do you like Bronx Tale?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a list right now just of, like, American Gangster,
Oh, I forgot about American Gangster.
Donnie
Denzel.
Brasco. I also don't love Casino. I know a lot of people do love it. Mean Streets, Pulp Fiction.
About like old school 30s, 40s
Yeah.
gangster movies.
Like, yeah, see? Like the
Stick 'em up.
French Connection is, would definitely be in the running for me. This question here from Matthew at MatthewJBDev. Do you think that the traditional long-form seasons for shows are on the way out, 22-plus episodes, where the episodes don't really have an impact on the overall story? Yeah, no, that shit's becoming extinct.
Even
You
with
never see
comedies.
it. Yeah. That's becoming extinct, because you would see that for shows like 24, right?
Well, you'll always have those type of ABC, Fox,
Yeah.
CBS type genres.
That are going to go forever.
Yeah.
But, like, situational comedies are out the door. Situational comedies with, like, 26 episodes a season. All situational comedies got rid of the laughing track. It's not the 3 cameras anymore. It's all mockumentary now. Mockumentary or no laughing track, or it's, like, being produced on HBO, like 30-minute episodes. Barry or, what's the other one? Insecure. Comedies like that. But, yeah, no, that form of television is...
I think there'll
It's
always
going bye-bye.
be a place for that, especially just to throw on at any point, because...
TNT's always going to need shows like that.
Yeah, and I think they do serve a purpose. I mean, I like the fact that I can throw on SVU and not really know what happened last episode. And if something did carry over, you get a nice little previously on SVU.
Right.
Like, yeah, you're all caught up. I like that kind of television. Throw on Criminal Minds in the background while I do something else. Keep an eye on it. I don't have to be fully invested. I think we've passed the point where that's considered like the prestige or top of television. Because for a while, The Lost, The 24s, those were shows like that where they had a long network TV run. And that's just not something I think people have the patience for anymore. Not the patience, but like it's much easier for me to invest in an 8-episode season than it would be a 24-episode season, to constantly have to go back week after week and have a longer break in between episodes or between seasons.
Actually, we'll take one more question. Good analysis there. This question here from Elm. Hey, fellas. What is the most amount of times you went back to the theater to watch the same movie? For me, it was Guardians of the Galaxy. Went 4 different times because it was so amazing. I also went 4 different times to Guardians of the Galaxy. But my most watched in theaters is
Force Awakens.
7 watches. Number 2 is Blade Runner 49, 5 watches.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
All 5 times in IMAX.
Oh, wow.
I was into that movie.
I don't think I've ever been more than 3 times. I feel like
Well, most people, it's insane because of just the money, you know?
Yeah, well, for me,
Like,
it's
I'm
like
not
one's
spending money.
one's good, two if I really like it, and then I can kind of wait for it to come out in Blu-ray. With Infinity War and Endgame, it's like one night of, one if we're gonna review it, just to get a refresher, and then I always like to watch it in 3D,
Yeah, right.
and just to kind of see like I think that's cool.
Event movies like that, you go back you always go back multiple times.
Dolby, try to get a different experience with it. So
Well, that's why those movies make so much money. It's
Mhm.
because a lot of people are going back. Yeah, like I spent probably like $250 going to watch Blade Runner 2049. 250 plus, you would think.
well, I
when
think
you
the
factor
Regals
in-
are open now, so we got that pass back, the $20 a month. Like,
Oh shit!
yeah, I'm gonna start taking advantage of that.
Look at that. Yeah, I'm getting fully vaccinated tomorrow, so I'm about to be in there.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm still not like, I'm still waiting.
I'm gonna be like Neo in the fucking Matrix.
I gotta wait for the right prerequisites.
No, tomorrow everyone's 16 and older.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How do I
in
do
New
it?
York State. It's complicated. It's annoying.
I
You gotta
can't just
on
go
one
to
of
the
these-
vaccine store.
No. Can't just go to the McDonald's drive-thru.
I want the Johnson and
Take one
Johnson. Just
vaccine.
give me once, and I'm done. I mean, the Johnsons own the Jets. Gotta support my guys.
Those are the same Johnsons?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like Woody. Chris Johnson, who took over his brother when he was the ambassador to London. Woody went away, then Chris took over. He seemed like a cool
He
guy.
ran for 2,000 yards one season. The Moderna and the Pfizer, I just like that it's new technology, and it backfires. If you don't have an mRNA vaccine, then don't even, 6 feet away.
An NRA vaccine?
mRNA.
Just fucking shoot you.
All right, now. All right, guys. I don't know why the NRA guy's Southern, but that is a Nerd Soup podcast for today.
I mean, come on.
There's some NRA folks in Long Island.
I know, but
All right, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking head. That's the NRA Long Island guy. That's the Nerd Soup podcast for this week. We will be, well, not for this week, but just for this Tuesday. We will be back on Friday with Teddy. And yeah,
are we sure? I don't have the vaccine yet. You can't invite him back.
no, he'll be like 14 days at that point. Well, he's like, yeah, I'm going back to work on Monday. Back at it. And I texted him this morning. I was like, you're not really at work today, right? He's like, no, they don't want me back till April 8th. I'm like, yeah, Ted, you tested positive like 4 days ago.
He seems to be in good spirits, though.
No, yeah, his spirits are always good.
Yeah.
She's a knucklehead.
He can't taste, though. That sucks.
He still can't.
No, he hopped on the live for a little. He said he couldn't taste.
Yo, people lose that shit for months, man. Sometimes.
I've always thought that could be a good thing, because if I can't taste what I'm gonna eat, I'm not gonna eat like shit.
It's uncomfortable.
Is it texture?
It feels weird.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard from people.
But if I eat like a grilled chicken instead of like a
What are you talking? You've lost like 50 pounds in 2 months. What do you need to lose weight for?
No, I'm just saying in general.
Just in general.
Yeah.
I don't want to try that.
It wasn't it's been like 6 months. It's been a long,
That's what
steady
basically
progress.
a vegan diet is. You basically have no more tastes. Well, would you look at that? It's finally over. Hey guys, Bo Oliver here for one final send-off. Now, before I beg you guys to like and share this video, I'd like to thank our very special Patreon pledgers. We are very proud of the community we've been able to build here at Nerd Soup, and it would not have been possible without our Patreon supporters. You guys are the true MVPs of this channel. Everything I've said, you keep the fridge full, you keep the lights on. There aren't enough words to thank you guys, but we'll do it anyway. Thank you. And we have a few videos coming up that have been suggested to us by Patreon pledgers. My Hero Academia, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Full Metal Alchemist will be reviewed by Marissa, and yours truly, and Castlevania, which will be reviewed by Marissa and Aaron. And if you'd like to consider donating to our Patreon page, you can visit patreon.com/nerdsoup and check out some of the rewards we offer to our listeners. And really, we'd like to thank everyone who takes the time out of their day to watch our videos. Patreon pledger or not, your support is what keeps us motivated to keep giving the world our opinions on movies and TV shows and video games and pop culture, even though no one asked for it. We're still here, we're still yapping, and we hope you continue to join us. I'm Bo Oliver, and I support this message.